Hi everybody, welcome to Wool and Wine, episode 24. I'm Tammy.
I'm Claudia.
I'm Janet.
And welcome back to our current viewers. And if you are new, we're very happy to have you.
We are.
Yes. We're recording in Bellbrook, which is a south suburb of Dayton, Ohio. And it's a beautiful day today. Nice and warm and sunny.
It
Yeah.
is. We sure had some thunderstorms rolling through
Oh my
last
gosh,
night.
we did. We did.
They're
yeah.
probably on the East Coast today.
Yeah, they probably are. So enjoy if you're over there.
Yeah, hopefully by the time you're seeing this, they've rolled off the coast and no longer a problem.
And hopefully they're not up in Vermont
Oh, right.
kicking those peoples. You know what?
But yeah, it was nasty. Anyway, so we're a knitting podcast, not a weather podcast. And we'll probably follow the typical format. So we'll talk about what we're wearing, what we finished, what we're working on, what we're gonna be working on, and maybe some sweater surgery because it seems to always be a thing.
It happens.
So, do you want to start off?
Sure.
Start off with our...
Oh, wait a minute. We have one thing to do before we do a start.
Back up. Cheers to all of you. That's tasty.
Yeah, I love that one.
We'll talk all about that wine at the end.
Yes, we will. So anyway, you probably noticed a similarity here because we are all wearing the Rocket Tee by Tanis, Lavallee. And so I bought, I bought
No, go ahead and show your sweater because it's gorgeous. Get up there and let him see the beauty.
See? So this is Holst Garn, super soft, is in charcoal. That's the dark gray. And the mohair is by Yoshi, Lucy and Yoshi. Or Yoshi and Lucy. It's Yoshi and Lucy, sorry. And the colorway is Dark Magic.
Yes.
Well, and the thing that makes it fun is we all had a skein of the Dark Magic, and
Claudia got it for us for Christmas
yeah.
a few years ago now.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Maybe 4. It might have been
Yeah.
our first
It was
Christmas together.
It could have been. Yeah, it could have been. So anyway, we all use different colors for our background stripe, and so it's just fun to see how different they look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very different. And you also used Holst Garn, right?
I did.
Super soft. I used
did.
Holst Garn Coast, so mine is the cotton version.
I bet that feels good. So, yeah, we did a little modification, I think, by putting the ribbing on the sleeves and on the bottom. Did we do ribbing?
Okay.
No.
I did.
You
I
have
did
an I-cord.
ribbing.
It's an I-cord.
What's an I-cord?
Doesn't it look like ribbing though?
No.
No.
Okay.
But you did ribbing at the bottom.
I did do
Of your
ribbing at the
sweater.
bottom.
And I did
I
shirts.
lied.
Yeah.
Right. And I did the I-cord on the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
But
Silly me.
I'll show you what mine looks like. So mine is the Holst Garn Super Soft also. And the colorway on that is Parma. And then the Dark Magic with the Yoshi and Lucy mohair.
Yeah, and that Yoshi and Lucy Rosa is what they call it. In Dark Magic, I think it's still one of the colorways that's available.
Oh really?
Yeah, and okay, so here is my purple. It's much, much deeper
A
purple.
little bluer.
And this is the Holst Garn Coast in Passion Flower. And I love the sweater. I feel like it fits us all. They all fit a little bit differently. We were laughing about the V's earlier.
Yeah.
Claudia's is the highest, and mine is the the lowest, but she thinks it's because I'm short-waisted. We'll go with that.
She's short this way. Yeah.
I'm not very tall from here to here, so
But she doesn't mind showing her.
yeah, I don't mind a little
little-
tiny bit of cleavage. Just
Yeah.
just a bit. So, okay, that's what we're wearing. Anything else to say about? Oh, I did more than one of these because I liked this pattern so much. I don't know if any of you have knit this. I actually think, I take that back. I think some of you have, because I think in the comments on our last episode,
Yes.
I think some people
somebody-
said that they were
Yes.
working on
these.
it.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
But I love it,
It
as
is
a
such
summer
a
tea.
it is
Yeah.
a fun one, and I have some yarn that I'm just itching to make one of these, another one with,
Yeah.
and with all my whips and things.
Just add another
Right now, I'm
one.
holding off on the whips just
Yeah,
a little,
trying
a
desperately.
little bit,
Yeah.
and finishing up some of the stuff that I've been working on. So.
Gosh, yeah. So
Yes.
that helped us to get through what we're wearing really quickly.
It did.
But we all highly recommend this pattern.
Oh, yeah.
And I've made it one other time using all Holst Garn Coast, so 3 different colors of purple, and you just follow the same instructions in the pattern and stripe it however you want. So that one wasn't with mohair.
No, was this the one where they were generally did the yarn overs here? Was that this one?
You know what? It might be.
Yes, because it is yeah.
I think in the original
Potentially,
pattern, you're
yes.
right. She did some yarn overs down the side.
And
on
on
this
the,
Open, and we did not do
no,
that.
we did not do the yarn overs.
I think I have a 2-stitch raglan.
Yeah, I think I just have whatever. I think mine's
You have
two.
2.
Yes,
I think that's what.
Yeah, so we
had
did make one left, make one right.
Yeah, yeah.
instead of
Yarn overs. She
Yes.
may have had 2-stitch raglan in the pattern. I don't even remember.
I don't remember either. It's been a while.
But I'm not a fan of the
I-
yarn overs.
Did we make these last year, or was it
Oh,
2 years
gosh.
ago?
No, it had to be.
2 years ago.
I
maybe?
can actually answer that.
I
We
think
must
I
have all
shut
worked
it
on
out.
them at the same time.
And
or
it was
close
really close to the same. Well,
But
I think
it was a
showed
fun
mine on the
thing.
first podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
so my other striped version I did last summer, from May to July, and the first one we did found it, February of 22. So
Okay.
in the
Wow.
deepest, darkest months of winter for us,
we made the rocket.
we were so excited about finally finding a pattern.
Yeah.
Remember, it was like we
Yeah, 'cause
struggled.
We wanted to find something that we could all use the mohair on.
So they would
And
be
then-
kind of the same, only different.
Yeah.
right. And so
Yeah, it's a perfect pattern for that.
that was the one.
It was,
So
yeah.
yes. Okay. So
And then I used the remainder of my mohair, and didn't I use all of yours or
Yes.
almost all of yours?
for your Stephen West.
Did I even
Yeah.
borrow yours? Okay, yeah, so I used all of my leftovers, all of Janet's leftovers, and I gave Claudia a little nubbin back because I used it on a shawl, and I'll show that again sometime.
Yeah.
But man, oh man. Okay, so you have some finishes.
I have one finish I'm going to talk about, and that is the Tulsa Tee by Rebecca Clow. And the yarn I used was Rowan Creative Linen and Natural and Pumpkin. And it was a fun, easy knit. And I decided to do the stripes. I like the stripes. And so it's fun. It's really a fun pattern. And it's goes pretty fast. I mean,
Well, it does.
It
It's a
does.
pretty big gauge.
It is. It's a 17 gauge, which I love a looser. No, yeah, 17, which I love a looser gauge because it means you're going to get it done a whole lot faster.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Those
So-
colors are so beautiful.
Yeah, I love, so I had some leftover of the natural color and the pumpkin, and so that's what this turned into.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, they go really well together. And I thought about doing a little pumpkin on the neck, sleeves, and bottom, but I didn't. It's just fine the way
It's
it
got
is.
enough in
really
the
is.
stripes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Yeah,
It's
so.
plenty. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Looks like I have an end I haven't woven in.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You probably I bet you wove it in and just didn't
trim it enough. Yeah.
Because I do a lot of that on cotton, after
Yeah.
blocking. I weave it in before blocking, but I leave them long just to make sure
Oh right.
things don't get out of place.
And I think I started another pattern, was that Brooklyn Raglan. And I'm thinking about switching it to this since it has a bigger gauge, and that yarn I'm using I think can actually handle a bigger gauge. So
Oh,
So-
instead of doing the Brooklyn Raglan,
Uh-huh.
you're going to do another Tolsta Tee.
yeah, but I'll make it long sleeves.
Yeah, you could even do the rounded bottom on that. It would be easy enough to
that's what
follow her directions.
Right, that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So there we go.
Yeah. I don't know if you're watching, Rebecca, but we are crazy about your patterns that you're writing. Good on you, because you are designing some amazing stuff.
Yes,
so.
really,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was one of mine.
That was your completed
yeah.
object. So you have.
I
Oh,
do.
you
I have
should.
some
Yeah.
finished objects today. I'm so excited.
After having all the
Show them. Okay, so the first one I have is Icy Spring by Hobbii Locatelli. And here it is.
So pretty.
Oh yeah.
Sleeve. So,
Oh, that's
so
so
this
gorgeous.
ended up pretty much just fitting me absolutely beautiful. I used the Madelinetosh Pashmina yarn in colorway cherry, and just loved how it turned out. I did helical knit it so that since it was a hand dyed yarn, I didn't do any of the decreases in the sleeves because they were plenty,
Gosh,
just
they look
perfectly.
skinny
They
already.
do.
Aw. They weren't very deep sleeves, and but yeah, the fit is just beautiful on me, and I do highly recommend this pattern. So
Good. I think
Yeah,
we
it's
all
so
bought that.
soft. Yeah.
yes,
So soft.
That's lovely.
so
Very
and
nice.
no real modifications needed to be done on this that I can even think of.
Other than
I
no
just-
decreases, yeah.
Yes. So beautiful.
That looks
and I
so
think I made
pretty.
the
It
size medium on this. I think it was a 43 1/4.
Oh, right, because
Size.
it's drop shoulder, yeah. So
Right.
that makes sense, yeah.
So that was the size, and very
Oh.
nice. I still have a skein and a part of a skein. So I used probably 2 2/3 skein, or 2.5 skeins, I think, on this.
But
of
your
the-
Ravelry page has the
has all of
rates.
these details on that. So beautiful.
Nice.
I'm very happy with
Very
it.
nice.
Yeah, that's really great. Okay, so I have got a finish. I actually have two. So we'll take turns now. So I also have the Tulsa Tee by Rebecca Clow, and we won't keep putting pictures up of the same thing, but all of our Ravelry notes will have the details. So if you remember when Janet and I went to Spain and Portugal, in Portugal we found a yarn shop, and what was the name of it?
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Imperial.
Imperial, right? Okay. And we found Katia or Katia, I think it's Katia Paraiso yarn, and it's this 100% cotton yarn, and I just think that it is so, look at those colors.
It is.
Oh.
It's really pretty. striped without being striped.
Yeah, so I didn't have to do any stripey work, but man, oh man, it's
So
a really
now
good one.
Yeah, I see what's in my future now.
Yeah, right.
Tulsa Tee with that same yarn.
And I think I used 1.5 skeins.
Really?
Maybe not even half.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
looking at my leftovers and had decided that there was enough to put it in a shawl. Because when we first bought it, that's what we were kind of intending to do, some kind of a summertime wrap. And I thought, okay, I have a lot of cotton yarn left over from other projects that are all these colors.
Oh, that'd be
and
beautiful.
I could just, you know, stripe them together or do some kind of something and make it cotton. But anyway, that's another one of Rebecca's patterns that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna
And-
work really well with my yarn too.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
It is, yeah.
Of course,
and
my
it's-
colors are a little
how
different.
soft.
They're a little more
Oh my
warmer,
gosh.
darker, little darker colors. But
Yeah.
That is really nice.
it'll be interesting.
Because this cotton is not soft.
No, that's not. That's more
Well, it's cotton linen.
firm.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Well, this is cotton, and my next one's cotton, and they're very different from each
Huh.
other as well. So, yeah, I'm gonna put that over there.
Sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so
All right.
you have more, right?
Yes, woo! And my second one, I'm so happy to show this as well. This is the Rialto Ripples by Irina Anakiva. And here it is.
Oh,
Very pretty.
Yeah, I'm glad you moved that.
that yeah, I just didn't want you to dip it in there. It's taken you so long to get it
Wow.
done.
So I love this pattern. This is the second one I've made. I gifted the first one, and so then I decided, oh, I need one for myself now.
Absolutely.
And so I made another, and oh,
It's beautiful.
love,
That
love.
is so nice.
So I use the Malabrigo Sussero in colorway Dewberry for the main color. And then I've used this Alpaca Prime Alpaca by Galler Yarns in colorway Natural for the color work for the lace.
That is just beautiful.
And another highly recommended pattern for this.
Man,
So
that is so pretty.
It is. It's
She was afraid it was
beautiful.
going to be too big. I tried to talk her into giving it to me, but she wasn't buying it.
She wasn't buying it.
guess what? It fits.
I know. We were the same size, so
Lucky you.
right.
Didn't work.
I was just messing with her. I'm like, well, I'll take it. Okay, so I have one more, and that is the Sunshine Road by Drops Design.
I love the way that turned out.
And yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it. So you'll notice that the pattern has a turtleneck, and it's a sewn down kind of folded double turtleneck. I'm not a big fan of that in the summertime, even though I was trying to duplicate a sweater a store-bought sweater. So this was made in Cloudborn Fibers Ultra Pima cotton, and it's the Caribbean colorway. So I made it a much summery version. Look at how beautiful the detail is. This is a free pattern, so I can tell you exactly how they did that. It's this is just a 2-stitch garter. So it was knit on both sides for 2 stitches, and then 2 knit stitches side by side. And it made such a beautiful sleeve edge.
It does.
So this was leftover yarn from my Anchor Summer Tee, which is also what your pumpkin
Yes.
color was
Yes.
left over from.
Yes. Yes.
So that was a total coinky dink
Uh-huh.
right there. But so what I did was picked up the stitches around the neckline the way they told you to, and I just knit barely a half an inch. I think 1, 2, 3, 4 rows on a bind off, and I just bound off in pattern. So I think it's knit, knit, purl, purl all the way around. And it happened to line up perfectly with the cable and the little
wow,
twisted
it
stitches
did.
in the front,
That's
which
gorgeous.
that was part of the pattern. They
Oh, was it?
gave you very specific numbers to pick up. And you never trust that. So even if you have the right number, you could have one more picked up in one spot than another. And so I went to the beginning and just counted backwards once my stitches were all on the needle to my beginning around marker to make sure that I had knit, knit, purl, purl lining up, and it worked out perfectly. So very happy with that.
Love that.
It's so gorgeous. I love the cable on the front.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It's super easy to do. I think it's only like every, I don't know, 8 rows or something, 9 rows you do. It's a 10-row repeat, but that cable is always on a different row than where you either start or stop these little, I don't even know what you call these little things.
Sand dollars.
Yeah. But it's they made it easy so that you're not doing any of the hard bits, which none of it's hard, but the complicated stuff at the same time. And so it was just round and round.
I really like your modification without the
Neck,
turtleneck.
yeah.
You know, it's not for
If you were doing
everybody.
a long sleeve, it would be different. But
Well, I've got that cotton sleeveless one in navy that I love, and it's got a turtleneck. But I think that I was looking at it, and I think that they picked up stitches in one needle size, and it's this long. I mean, when I put it on and hold it up, it comes like above my eyebrows.
wow.
But I think they went up a needle size where it folds over because it lays out really nice, like you did on one of your
I
sweat,
did.
or you did on
Yeah,
one of
it
yours.
was
Oh, you're
my Andor.
yeah. So I feel like that's what they did. But anyway, totally exciting, and you've got another finish.
So my next finish is the Tulsa Tee by Rebecca Clow. And here it is.
It's really nice.
So I did show it on the, I think it was the last episode. I showed it and I was in the beginning stages and I had done the stripes. And I did the four row with 2 rows of the pearls in the middle. And I tell you what, I just love this.
Yeah, that really makes a difference.
The fit on this is beautiful, and I love how it has this like square neckline.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. I love it. So I'm really anxious to make another one now because I mean, like you say, it doesn't take too long to make it. I mean, it's still a lot of knitting.
It is. Yeah.
But it goes quickly, and it is so much fun.
Right.
So
the reason we have a square neckline is because we're doing a very open neckline. If you look at Rebecca's pattern page, she, I think, goes down a couple of needle sizes for her ribbing at the neck. So it's much closer. She likes to be able to wear a t-shirt underneath, so it's kind of a high neck.
well, I think I did go down a couple needle
Well,
sizes.
that's still
on
way
this.
more open than
It
hers.
is. I mean, so the yarn I used on this is the Drops Bell in colorways Natural for the stripes and Alta Rosa, which is rose. So the material, the yarn, everything, love it.
Looks like it has really nice drape too.
It has really nice drape, cotton, and it's like bamboo and linen.
Yeah.
So Really pretty.
Gorgeousness. Yeah, that's a really
So-
cool way to do the stripes with the texture. So in order to keep from getting, we should show everybody so they can learn. You know how when you do garter, when you start with a change color, you end up getting the every other stitch or a glimpse of the color below. She was gonna do just purling all 4 rows, and we talked about it, and she decided to knit the first round just so she didn't get that dash effect, and then do a couple of rounds of pearls, and then knit the last round going back into the pink color. See how
Right.
high her neckline is?
Yeah, it's still, oh yeah, it's rounded there.
Yeah, hers is much more rounded. Ours is much more open and
I like
square.
that. I like that square.
Yeah, I think this one she did in linen. Oh, sorry. We're looking at Rebecca's home pattern page. Sorry about that.
We were talking about the square neck
House.
on the Tulsa Tee.
Yeah.
And then so apparently we're doing it differently.
But I love it. I mean,
I love
it.
it.
Works out the same way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I like it.
I like it more square and
I do
open.
I do
too.
too.
But
I do
we're a
too.
lot hotter here than she is
That's
in
probably
Edinburgh,
true.
Scotland.
Right.
So I think that makes the difference.
Yeah.
All right. So whips.
Whip away. Have the Abados Sweater by Lily Kate France. And I am knitting the number 4. And last time I had decided to rip it out because I thought that the neckline was too tight. So I redid the cast on and did a stretchy cast on and went up a needle size. So now I think it's perfect. So I've made a little bit of progress since then, but not a whole lot. But it's actually kind of fun doing the welts.
Yeah, it is. Once you get the hang of how to pick up those stitches,
Yeah.
it just flies around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the yarn I'm using is Hobbii Alpaca Silk in the colorway, Marrakesh. And I love that rusty color. And then I'm holding it actually with the Hobbii soft alpaca lace. So it's kind of a reddish color, so putting the two together changes both of them. And I think it's going to be really pretty when it's finished.
And then for where the mohair goes, you're holding the lighter weight one.
Yeah, the mohair, the sections in the yoke have some mohair sections, so I'm just using this by itself.
Yeah, that is so beautiful together. I would not have thought of putting the two colors together, but they look fabulous.
Yeah. Oh, and this is
Blended.
the dark amber is the colorway. Yeah, I know.
Really
Dark
pretty.
amber seems kind of odd because amber's
It
gold.
seems different. Yeah, it seems like the colors are
Yeah.
reversed
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
them, but probably not.
No,
But
it works.
that looks so pretty, and that material is so soft
Oh, it's-
because
yeah.
alpaca and all the
Yeah, silk.
oh my gosh,
Yeah, so have a way to go on that.
it'll go fast though. Once, yeah.
Well, the yoke is what's the fun part, and then you get into the net.
Yeah, I mean you've got all that shaping here.
Does that make it more fun?
It does, yeah.
Cool.
I think so.
I think it's gonna be really
yeah,
pretty though.
it is. It's gonna look great on you.
Yeah.
Oh, is that gonna be a Rhinebeck sweater?
Oh yes, it is. By the way, if we all get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although we've been looking at that pattern for quite a while, so this was like a perfect excuse
It
to
is.
start
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Right. It's a beautiful pattern.
It is. It is a beautiful pattern.
So do you have a whip?
Yes. I've been so busy with getting my finished objects worked on that I spent a little bit of time on whips. So the first one I have is the Alberta Sunshine by Sandra Buzza. And pull out the yarn here.
Oh,
There
that's so
it
pretty.
is. So I've made a little bit of progress. So since I've shown you this last time, I've been helical knitting the body from the lace down. And so I've made a little bit of progress. And I still have a little nub in here yet to finish before it's going to switch into the other color that doesn't quite match. But I have a little ways to go, and I did get a few really nice comments from our viewers that gave me some possible suggestions on ways to maybe finish this. One was maybe to finish off the sleeves with the white color, the Amazonite. Okay, and then maybe do some potential stripes with the Amazonite in the body as well. So I'm going to consider those things as I'm knitting this. But I really want to get working on this again because now that I got my Rialto ripples done, now I'm all about the Alberta Sunshine. So this is 2 yarns from Expression Fiber Arts that I'm using. And I have to look on my sheet here. So we have the Resilient Superwash Merino Silk Sock. And the colorway in this is Lagoon. And then we also have the Pearlescent Fingering. And the colorway in this is Amazonite.
So
And these are just the most luscious, beautiful, soft, silky yarns.
do I remember right that you have a whole sweater's quantity of Amazonite?
Still left.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'm gonna show you some surgery. I'm gonna be working on one of my sweaters that's made entirely of the Amazonite, the pearlescent
That's just
merino sock or
beautiful
whatever.
color.
But
She is an artist. She is just absolutely
She is.
amazing with her colors.
she really is. So more to come on this. So this will be
That's
on the
beautiful.
forefront of the things I'm going to be working on.
Wow. Yeah, that is just lovely. All right, so we were talking about the Abados. And again, I'm not gonna put pictures of the same thing up multiple times, but I'm working on one as well, and I've had a little more time working on it than Claudia has. So I have a big bunch of it done. So the body is complete. And I have a sleeve done. So I'm doing this in Madelinetosh. I've got a label to show you. This is the High Twist DK, and the color on this is Chamomile. So my question to you, if you've made this, I have done the sleeve in exactly, I've got exactly the right numbers. I am spot on gauge, and look how ginormous it is. In her pattern, she says that it's supposed to be, is it 15 and a half?
Yeah, for yours, I think so.
And
Yes, I think so. Or was it 18?
no,
15 or
Fi-
18?
15 and a half,
15
and then
and a
yours
half.
was 17 and
Something,
something
yeah.
for the size. So the sweater fits perfectly, and maybe it's only because it's a half sleeve, and a half sleeve just looks really weird, but it seems to be an obscenely large sleeve compared to the size of the sweater. If you've made this, help me understand. Is it right? Does it not fit weird with a lot of extra bulk up here once you get it done? I mean, maybe once it's blocked and everything's okay. If you haven't made it, you would not know. But if somebody's made this with the sleeves, I would really, really love to know.
Especially since the rest of us are knitting it too.
Yeah, so this is going to be our Rhinebeck sweater, and you know, you'll be able to spot us on the hill.
Especially Tammi.
Especially Tammi. But it'll be okay. You'll see my color and then you'll spot us. And I didn't do it that way on purpose. I just had a bunch of this chamomile and I love that gold color. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm loving it. I think it really fits perfectly. Everything about the top part is amazing. The pattern is so very well written. I don't want to keep going on the sleeve until I know that it's going to be a success. And I tried looking on her pattern page at other, I mean, there are a lot of these that have been complete, but nobody really said anything about the sleeve. And I know that a bunch of people, you can tell by the pictures when they're about your size. And I know a bunch of those people are about my size, and nobody's sleeves look this obscenely huge. So, I don't help me. I feel like I've done something wrong. And like I said, I've checked gauge. Maybe I'll have these guys check my gauge again, just to see,
Just to make sure.
Because I could be.
Still, I mean, you'd have to be way off on your gauge to get a sleeve that large.
Well, and the thing is, usually on smaller circumference knitting in the round, people tend to knit tighter, right? So I have this obscenely large sleeve, and maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it's just, I think I've got like 3 or 4 more increases to do. You know, it's every X number of rows you do this other increase. And then a rapid decrease for the cuff. So, I don't know.
So if it's 15.5 inches, you might want to measure to see, is that what it is now?
Right,
I don't know.
Right, we'll get that out and
If that helps. But
take a measuring tape to it in a bit and count some stitches and see.
Well, I'm glad you're ahead of us so you can figure it out.
Figure it out and I'll let you know, right? I mean,
Thank you.
Maybe I'll go down a needle size on the other sleeve. That's an option too. Go down a needle size, pick up all the stitches she says, do everything that the pattern says, and see if it's, it just seems bulky. It seems like there's so much.
It does.
But it's not blocked.
But it's not going to get smaller.
It's not going to get smaller,
when you're blocked.
but it might drape better. It might not seem as bulky. It might even out, and it could be when I'm putting it on. You know how the weight of a sleeve, because that's superwash DK yarn, so it's very heavy. That sweater's heavy. It weighs a lot already.
Really?
I mean, you wouldn't. I bet it's almost a pound.
Wow.
Because of, I think it's going to take about 6 skeins. I mean,
wow.
and I think I got like 3. I'm into it 3.5 or more at this point.
Wow.
So it's, but it pulls on that one side, and it might be just making the whole thing look wonky. So anyway, let me know if you've done it, because I need a little input.
I think we all do.
Right. So do you have another whip that you're working on?
So I made some progress on the Cartwright by Jenny Atkinson. And I finished all the color work, the stranded color work, and now I am into the slip stitches. And
Wow, that looks so pretty.
Yeah.
and here we go. So you can't really see, this thing is, you know how, I just have a couple rows of the slip stitches, but these are all the color work. And then the bottom. So I am excited about it. I think it's turning out really beautifully. And I wasn't so sure about the white on the light gray, but I actually think it adds a lot.
That looks like lace right there.
Yeah.
It is prettier in person than
on
even
the picture.
that photo is so
Yeah.
gorgeous. That's even prettier.
Yeah.
That is some beautiful color work.
Yeah, it is. It's just, and it's just simple, you know. And you don't have floats because you don't
Tiny.
have,
Long floats.
You don't have any, long floats, so that's nice. So hopefully I have a chance to work on some more of the slip stitches. Now I am doing this in the round, and she had it written for flat, so hopefully everything is going right.
Well,
I'll know pretty soon. I
Yeah.
think it looks right to me, because comparing it to my swatch. And
right, because the swatch was flat, and you did
Yeah.
that exactly to pattern.
Right.
Right. So yeah, you'll know soon.
I'll know. Yeah, so
It won't take long.
no.
It's gorgeous. Whatever you're doing, I'd say keep doing it because it looks really good.
Right.
That is just beautiful.
Yeah, so
So you know what? Surprisingly, that if you did it in the round would be a really good beginner color work kind of a motif,
would.
right? Because
Yes.
except that it's fingering weight and it's a gazillion stitches.
Yeah, it is. But you could probably use the color work for pattern for something else if
Yeah.
you really wanted. But yeah, it's just fun, and I actually would like to get it finished by Rhinebeck, because if it's a little cooler, it would be
Yeah.
nice to be able to wear it. I think it's going to be kind of a lightweight, although with all the slip stitches, they do kind of pile up on each other.
Right.
So it might be not as lightweight
So
as I
it's
think.
fingering in some bits, but this is all DK weight because it's fingering double, right? Because of all the strands behind it.
Right.
So
So anyway, we'll see what it's like and see if I get it finished, because there's going to be, I have a feeling there's going to be some challenges when it comes to the sleeves. Because the sleeves she has done in flat also.
well, you could do the whole body and then do the sleeves flat
Yeah, that's,
and
make sure I can,
yeah.
Yeah, so.
'Cause
Anyway, I've
it's-
not done that before, so.
Oh, it's not hard. So even all those sweaters that I've knit for Rick,
Uh-huh.
they're all bottom up, and you do the sleeve separate and stitch them in, and I can show you exactly how to do that. It's
I knew
piece
you
of cake.
would. And they weren't knit flat though, right?
No, I knit them in the round, but it doesn't matter because you still have the
Oh, the thing up here.
the
yeah.
arch for the sleeve, the sleeve cap. I know that sleeve scythe. If you're a sewist, there's a proper term for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that sleeve thingy up here.
Yeah,
That's a technical term.
that's my term that I like to use.
So yeah. Oh yeah, and the colorways I am using, it's the Cascade 220 fingering, and it is 100% wool. And I have 4 colorways: the charcoal, the white, the silver, which is the main color, and then a lemon for the slip stitches is added. Yeah, and so the sleeves actually have all the same color work,
Oh,
and then slip stitches. So it'll be exciting.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
very exciting.
I can't wait to see how it fits. I think I might put it on a cord just to see a long cord just to see how I'm doing,
Yeah.
size wise. But I am knitting the 49. You're both went on.
Same timing.
It's telling us that we need to stand.
Have to get up and
Too long.
You're going to stand now because you have another whip.
Yeah,
Right?
I
Get up and
do. Maybe move my feet a little bit. So my next whip is the Lighthouse Cardigan by Brandy Cheyenne Harper. And I am using, I'll show you the yarn first that I'm using. This is the Pearl Soho Lantern. And the colorway here is Horseshoe Chestnut. And I've not made a huge amount of progress, but I have been working on it. So I wanted to show you. So I've made several inches here of the length. And this is the front. Well, this is the whole body of the cardigan. So still one piece. Hopefully on the next episode I'll have more done.
I'm sure you will.
You should put a progress keeper on it today, so you know where.
Right, so I can show you next time.
Because you've
this is the
definitely
progress
it's
I
twice as
have
big.
made. Yeah,
That's twice as much as you had done last time for sure. That looks gorgeous.
right. So I'm anxious to get working on this as well, more. So
That's beautiful.
more to come.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Okay. Do you have any are you doing anything to it? Any changes, modifications?
Nope.
Nope.
I am making it to pattern.
All right. Well, my next whip is the Solare, Solare by Hobbii Locatelli. I think it might be Solara, but
Solare.
Solare, it's Italian, so
Oh, look at
if
that.
we have any,
Goodness.
I know they haven't seen it. So
Oh man,
That's on my dream knitting.
that might be on mine pretty soon.
I guess I'll show you the yarn first, and I get a stand and make my Apple Watch settle down too. So I'm holding two yarns together, and one of those is Fibernymph Dyeworks, her floof. And that's a mohair silk, and the colorway on this is the witching hour. Look at those colors. It's all kinds of pinks and purples and grays and greens, and that is being held with Prime Alpaca by who?
Galler yarns.
Galler yarns. So this is one that Janet uses a whole lot
Quite a
of. And here is that beautiful Prime Alpaca. And I mean, you can just see the squish factor on here. I feel like I'm holding a baby bunny. It's that soft.
A fuzzy baby.
A fuzzy baby bunny. So here's the beauty of that. This is what it's looking like
really
so far.
Oh.
So it is these beautiful cable stitches with increases in between, and she did the short rows in the ribbing on the back so that the cable pattern is not interrupted. And did you pick it up and fill it?
And the hay, I love the haze on it. It's just so gorgeous.
Well, alpaca by itself
has a little bit to
is
it.
amazing and like beyond soft. So I only wound off a little bit of this to do a gauge swatch, and which I showed on the last episode, and decided that I really
gorgeous.
loved it. So
That is beautiful.
it's one of those. It's very potato chippy. You know, you don't want to put it down. And I just put it on where you know you can't eat
You
just
can't
one.
eat just one, yeah.
And so I don't want to put it down because you want to get, it's a certain number of row repeat, and I want to get to the next repeat. So every time I pick it up, and of course it's growing now, but you see all the stitch markers around it, those are all the repeats. So you have to have a lot of stitch markers to start this
Yeah,
one.
you do.
Which, no problem. We have those. And I will, we'll all put a beautiful progress keeper that one of our viewers sent each of us. We'll put those on our projects before next time. We've got to get better at that because I keep forgetting that I've got them. You know, we need to do that. So do you have another whip?
No, I don't actually. Not with, well, and I really haven't been working on too much besides getting that Tulsa Tee finished. So.
Okay, so I do have one more whip, and this is one that people who have been watching for a while would have seen multiple times. So this is the Orbits, and that's by Rachel Ilsley. And so you saw it last time, and it's going to look less than it did because I actually ripped back. I ripped back to a couple of rows below the color work, and I just pulled my needles out. I did put a marker on the back where my beginning around was, and just sat there ripping it back and winding all of it into a ball. So when this is finished, I'll be back to where I started. I decided I needed to go down a needle size because this is Holst Garn Super Soft in Prussian blue colorway. And I'm holding that with this gorgeous Hobbii Dream color, and it is Sandy Shores. So I haven't done any yarn management so far on this, and I want to make sure I'm showing the front. Okay, and it's doing all of this color change all by itself. I have a feeling on the sleeves I will have to do a little color management, but I'm not sure. Probably not on the first sleeve, but I think on the second one I will. But I picked the stitches back up on a smaller needle, and believe it or not, I've knit about 6 rounds. So that's why I felt like it was worthy of showing. I want to get this done. It's another one of those that is a fingering weight color work, so it's going to be warm in the core with a little a little airflow in other parts. So I will tell you that I looked on Hobbie's website because I look out there all the time. It's Hobbii, and I'll put a link in the show notes, but they're having a sale right now. I think I paid €19 for this, and I think it's on sale right now for 11.
Ooh.
So, but they're having, and this is 100% wool, and it's fingering weight, and it is some amazing wool. And they have multiple colors. So if you want to do any color work, you know, with what is it, long, like color changes that are very gradual, and a long repeat in the color changes, I think this is a fabulous choice. It fits really well with Holst Garn Super Soft, like as in weight wise. It's the same kind of weight. They're both a very light fingering. This one is 437 yards to 100 grams. So, I mean, that for $11 or 11
Oh my
euro,
gosh, yes.
that's almost free.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
I'm gonna take a look a little later today, probably while we're upstairs hanging out and knitting, and probably buy another color or two. So
Yeah, I might have to join you in that one.
yeah. Well, you know, if we're gonna pay for shipping, we might as well do one big order and get it all.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for whips. You both have sweater surgery,
We
correct?
do.
Okay.
We do. So I made the Corin cardigan by Rebecca Clow. And I it was all finished, ready for buttons. And then I realized that the left side, I've already ripped out the button band, but the one side was kind of picking, was little up here, where the other side was nice and flat. And so I was talking to Tammi about it, and what it ended up is that I had picked up more stitches on one side of the shoulder seam than the other. And so when I did my bind off, which was interesting because on one side was really gathering and I kept having to go up a needle size. And so finally, I put it on several times and I go, this is not gonna work. I didn't like the look of it. And so I'm gonna redo the button band and make sure I have the same number of stitches on both sides.
I think in her pattern, she tells you how many stitches to pick up.
Yeah.
And you had the right number.
On this side.
It was just that you had picked up more on one side than on the other.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, anyway, that's going to be hopefully I should have that done next time. But I'll tell you what, I was feeling this yarn today, and I love this yarn. This is Brown Sheep Synchrony, and this is colorway Peacock Plumage, but I love the way it feels, and it's wool and cotton. I don't know, and the drape in it's really nice. Yeah, so
it's beautiful. The color is just fabulous.
yeah, I love it. Yeah. I keep thinking, well, maybe I'll just add on to the sleeves and make a long sleeve so I can wear it all year.
I think you should just make another.
Well, I can do that.
Yeah, right.
So you haven't picked yours up then since last time.
Right. I've been really busy, so I had some lovely finishes.
Yes, you
today.
did.
No, I'm not saying that. It's just I've got one finished. Claudia is about to finish this again.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm still have a long ways to go on mine.
But you're almost a sleeve. I started to say sleeve separation, but where you separate front and back.
Yeah.
I'm
You
getting
have to be
there.
really
I'm
close.
getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that may be a Rhinebeck sweater as well.
Yeah,
'cause
probably will be.
we don't have a lot of things that we all have the same of. I mean, I say that, right?
You have Tulsa
We do
Tee
have
out
our daily pullovers and Tulsa tees and these, but if it's, October
You don't know
in
what the
upstate New
weather-
York, it could be cold.
It could, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we wore these, we could need jean jackets over top of them and
Yeah.
a shawl or something.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah, so.
But, okay, so you have some sweater surgery.
Yeah, so I have a sweater. I don't know that I've ever shown before. It is the Seneca Sweater by Melissa Kemmerer. And this is done in all of the expression fiber arts, resilient, superwash merino, pearlescent silk yarn. I think I got it all in there. But the colorway is Amazonite. So I did this entire sweater with that gorgeous,
And it's
this gorgeous yarn that I'm using in my Alberta Sunshine in the lace section. This whole sweater is done in this. And then the sleeves are brioche. They're done in the brioche, and so is the hem.
oh man, it's
So, and this is the Oasis Camel Silk Fingering is the other yarn that I'm using, which is this. So, the thing that I'm doing surgery on is the V-neck.
Oh, that's
So the V-neck is
slutty.
yeah, very open, so I wear a tank with this. So
Roger.
in order to give
Roger
it a
likes
yeah, he does. So in order to give this a more finished look, I am going to do the same thing that's in the daily pullover, the neckline that has that cute little like line in the middle. And I'm going to use this gorgeous camel, the Oasis camel yarn that I had left over to go ahead and finish
That'll
this.
be
So I'm
pretty.
hoping to have this done next time. And the problem is I just don't wear this sweater anymore because I don't like the fact that it's open and that I got to wear my little tank under that, and I just it just doesn't feel like it's finished enough for me. So stay tuned on that.
That's interesting.
And
It's probably your stitch gauge is spot on, but your row gauge is probably off, because I know that on my Stars and Starlets, I had that same problem. I just felt like, like you're all out there, and that's not a nice look for,
Right?
for ladies our age. I mean, we're not, we're just not trying to go around looking like that.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a row gauge kind of issue, because her pattern page did not look that way. And you did.
Right,
You
I
follow
know.
patterns like to the T. So I'm sure it's exactly the number of rows that you were supposed to have,
Right.
That'll be
But
pretty.
It just
It will be pretty.
and I love the yarn and everything about it. It's just it'll be so much better once it has that beautiful neckline.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do the corrugated ribbing like you did on the bottom?
With the two colors.
With the two
The
colors,
brioche.
Isn't
that a brioche?
Well, it's brioche, but I'm wondering if you could do it corrugated, where like you just do in one color in each hand. You knit one with this and you knit one with the other, so it's like color work. The corrugated ribbing,
I
and
see
then
what you're
just
saying.
follow that decrease in the middle, so it looks like what you have here and on the bottom. Because you said you've got a lot of that yarn left, right? That's just. Did you feel how soft that was?
Oh, I know. We were over here.
You were talking, and
We were like-
we were
we're just-
sliding our hands in the sleeve.
I know it is some.
Oh, my
Very,
gosh.
very
silky. Very, very,
very
nice.
silky.
Lovely.
I have 3 skeins of her that same
that
fingering.
the merino silk pearlescent fingering.
Yeah. And it's a different color, 3 different colorways. I think she called them the Wise Old Owl colorways, but it's a 3 color fade that. Now that I've felt what it feels like knit up in a sweater, I may have to put that in something
Yes.
and figure out a way to fade it. Okay, so
I think it's time for our drawing.
I think so too, before we show our yarns. So
Or dream knitting. Anybody have dream
we have
knitting?
dream knitting, but let's do our drawing.
Let's do our
Okay.
drawing. I think
Okay,
it's
so why don't you
time.
show while I'm pulling up the winner that we pre-selected.
So we do have 2 skeins of the Expression Fiber Arts, and okay, it is the Mirage. Okay, one is the
Do you want my glasses?
Mirage. One is the Twisted Tweed Sport. Good grief, that's this one, the brown, and then we have the Mirage Sport. So, beautiful skeins. And then we have a cute little cork, little notions pouch from Portugal. And we have a couple of these progress markers.
Or just
And
yarn
our
markers.
Stitch keepers.
Stitch markers. And at this time, I would like to, if anybody has noticed, we have this gorgeous new logo, our Wool and Wine logo, and we have a business card. And I want to thank Reka Juhas, who does Paper Reka. That's her own company, and she designed our logo, and she did a most fabulous
Yeah,
job.
she did. She's
She did.
amazing.
Yeah,
We'll put
so-
her link in our show notes.
We will.
Yeah, that's
Take a look at the work she does because it's amazing.
It is,
So
it's
if you
beautiful.
ever need some graphic work done, she's the person for you. So we're
Okay.
so pleased.
Alrighty, so we sat here together and used the random YouTube comment picker for the word podiversary from our comments, and we had a lot of comments. You guys, thank you for all the inspiration.
Yes.
And everybody can't win, but Better and Popcorn did. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. You know what? Put a picture in.
There you go.
So, Better and Popcorn, you need to email us at our Gmail address that's in our show notes. I'll put that on the screen here. And email us and give us your complete mailing address. If you are out of the country, so out of the United States, you need to also include your phone number. Oh, your full name too, because I'm pretty sure you're not really you might be Better in Popcorn, but that's not your mailing address name. Probably not. But send that to us and we'll get that prize out to you right away. So we'll just wait to hear from you. And we are 20 viewers away from 3,000.
We are.
And
Yeah,
we're going
that's
to,
exciting.
Yep, we're going to do a drawing next time if we hit 3,000. So next time we'll announce it. We're not announcing it today because we're not there yet, but we're hoping that by our next episode in a couple of weeks that we'll have that number and we'll be able to tell you what you need to say then.
Yes.
So totally exciting. That is an awesome prize.
It is an awesome prize.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna love that yarn.
Yes,
Oh,
you are.
yeah.
And of course, if we kind of want to know what you're going to make with it and show us a picture,
Oh, that'd be great too.
send us a picture when you're finished with it.
Yep. Okay, so let's move on. Did you have any acquisitions this time?
No.
Do you have dream knitting?
I do.
Why don't you talk about your dream knitting then?
Okay. I don't have any yarn yet. I have it on order and it hasn't come yet. It's the Drops Wish from Wool Warehouse. And my dream knit is Rain Chain, and that's a Drops design as well. And it's a super bulky yarn, and I love the stitch gauge. It's 10. So maybe it'll be done in a week. But I thought it was a really cute pattern. I think I saw it on Etsy and I'm like, what is that? That's adorable. And so looks like it has slip stitches and it's got pearls and so.
There was some brioche, wasn't there?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you've seen the picture by now.
Yeah.
And so you know what I'm talking about. But more to come when that yarn shows up. I will show it to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
great.
So do you have some either dream knitting or?
Nothing quite yet. I mean, I have lots of things in my head, but just want to keep working on some of the things I have right now.
Yeah, I have too many in my head.
Right.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like you have some yarn though.
I do have some yarn. Okay, so do you guys remember, if you've been watching for a while, back at the very beginning of the year, Two Sheeps sent us this beautiful calendar to talk about, and every month they highlight a different yarn dyer with a design that you can make from the yarn that they have highlighted. And we're obviously connected on Instagram, and I saw that they were doing a sale, and I ended up buying 3 gorgeous skeins of yarn from them. And so the first one is from Passion Knits. The color name is Woodside, and look at how gorgeous this is. Oh, I cannot wait to do something with that. The second one is also Passion Yarns. And this colorway is Hollis, Hollis. Right there. And again, absolutely gorgeous. And the third is from Viking Fiber Co. And this is Hanging from the Hearth and Tannenbaum. So Hanging from the Hearth, I think, is the main color, and Tannenbaum is the, I'm thinking probably a 20-gram mini. Mm-hmm. But it's 463 yards in this skein and 92. It is a 20-gram, it says so right here. So that's really exciting. These colors are gorgeous. Mm-hmm. I may make socks with them. They may be a prize giveaway. Who knows? So everything in our stash is up for grabs as a prize until we knit with it.
And if we have some left over, then maybe that's a good option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you say that was a mystery?
It was a mystery, yeah. So I did not pick those colors. It was, they were doing a sale where it was $10 a skein, which, I mean, that is, it's worth twice.
Yeah.
Way more than twice that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I went ahead and got 3 skeins. I should have supported them a little bit more, but I just thought, you know what, with a mystery, you never know what you're going to get.
I know, yeah.
It's like, life is like a box of chocolates. You don't know until you bite into it. So I have more. I'm going to go ahead and show more yarn. So when Janet showed her Tulsa Tee in Drops Bell, you guys saw how gorgeous that was. I had to buy a sweater's quantity. So I placed an order on Wool Warehouse.
A couple weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. And I got it within 10 days, which was ridiculously fast. Especially Royal Mail. I heard that it was so slow, but
yeah,
it was like €4 and some change for shipping. And I got quite a bit of yarn, like a big package.
Wow.
They were able to stuff it in the mailbox. You know, we've got one of those big ones out by the street. Mm-hmm. Can hold a lot. But what's the name? It's the Rabinia by Ann Bunsell.
Yes.
So
I talked about that last week.
yes, and we both. That's what you bought some yarn. Oh no, you bought yarn for something else.
Yes, I
But
did buy some yarn for
I had already had this color.
which is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's color 11. It's very rusty. Absolutely beautiful. And you can tell by how squishy it is. I ordered this color to go with it. This is color 20. And it's just, I think it's called Shell. I'm pretty sure
think
this
so,
one. And so these two together. And I think I want to, you saw the picture, so you saw the scallops on it. And I think I want to hold mohair with it. And I have this very, very light blush pink from Pearl Soho. It's their tussock superfine kid mohair. And it's just, it's showing up a little pinker on the screen than it is. And I'm thinking if I hold these two together, it's not going to change the color of that much, but it's going to add a little bit of floof to it. Mm-hmm. And I thought that would be really good for those stripes. Mm-hmm. And then just one more thing, because this was a discontinued colorway. I ended up getting 6 skeins of this pale purple color in Rowan Kid Silk Haze. These were, I don't know, less than half price or something. They were just trying to
beautiful.
liquidate.
It
I know,
is.
right? Isn't that
Yeah.
pretty?
It's your color.
I know.
Yeah.
But that is
Wow.
so pretty.
What I'm thinking,
Light periwinkle.
yeah, I forget what they called it. But anyway, what I'm thinking is holding that with a pearl gray color, just to give the gray a little more color than just gray. But it's going to be so muted against gray that it'll be, is that purple or is that gray?
Right.
You know, because some
It'll be
grays have that
fun, yeah.
undertone. Yeah. So that's it for my acquisitions. That's actually quite a lot. That's more than I have purchased lately because, you know, Rhinebeck and
I know.
all
I
that.
know,
So
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so.
Janet, you've got a couple of yarns here. Are you going to talk about those?
No.
Okay.
Actually, those yarns are ones I'm using for a couple of my
Oh, for whips.
Whips.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yes.
So
you just
have
get whipping up on.
it in your bag. Well, is it time for us to taste some wine?
I think it is.
Talk about some wine?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see you at the tasting table.
Yeah. Here we are. We have another rosé this week. I think we had one last week too, didn't we? A really yummy one. Well, this is pretty good too. It's called the Blackbird Vineyard Arrivisti. Arrivisti. Arriviste. I think I'm. Anyway, it's a 2020 rosé wine.
Araviste?
Araviste, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
It does sound good. And it's interesting. It has a whole bunch of different grapes in here. There's Cab Franc, Merlot, Syrah, Petit Verdot, Cab Sauv, and Zinfandel.
Wow.
No wonder we like it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now you're talking the grapes I love.
Yeah.
I know. That's all the good bits.
Yeah. So, let's see. The description of it, it's right in the middle between light and bold. And it's on the dry side, and it's slightly acidic. And so some of the fruits that people are saying is strawberry, watermelon, cherry, maybe some peach or apple, other stone fruits, maybe some minerality.
All those bright flavors.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lovely, lovely wine, and it is 28.21 on Vivino. So it's something that you can go out and buy if you want.
Wow, what's delicious.
It just has a lot of fruit, it's very full flavor. Yeah. It's yeah.
Really good.
It's really good.
Really good. Beautiful color.
Oh yeah, this color is so amazing. It's sort of it's a red. It's almost, yeah, it's not a color you generally find in rosés, but.
Oh, I know why we can't pronounce it. It's a French name. It's inspired by the gypsies of Saint Emilion.
Oh, which is French.
And yeah, it honors a French tradition
Of.
where a liter of rosé is allotted daily to each harvester as their bounty. That's
It's like
really cool.
arrives. Yeah. It's like maybe French for arrives.
Could be.
Well, Blackbird Vineyard's good on you.
Yeah.
That's tasty.
Yeah, it's got some goodness going here.
Well, so
Yes.
as always, if you like our content, please like and subscribe and help us hit that 3,000 mark so we can get another prize out to somebody. And don't be fooled by the bots. We're never going to announce or ask for your information unless you hear it from our lips right here. I feel like people haven't been saying that a lot on podcasts, and I think they're still out there because those tricksters are everywhere.
Yeah.
But we really appreciate all your comments, and now that it's kind of slowed down, and we probably won't get 400 or 500 again this time, we'll be able to go back and actually answer a lot of you. We started and we were doing a really
Yeah.
good job, and then they were
It
just
got
flooding in.
overwhelmed. Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
going to go back and make sure that we actually reply and answer, because all of you have made such beautiful comments, and we
Yes.
appreciate
Yeah.
that
We
so
really
much.
do
Yeah, it really
appreciate
makes us
Yeah.
feel good when you're so complimentary.
Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's a community, and it makes us really feel like we're connecting with people out there, and we're making friends, and we haven't seen your faces yet, but we sure hope to.
Yeah.
And you know, somebody sent us even a picture of one of their most amazing cardigans that they've been working on, and it
Right.
was beyond beautiful, to our Gmail account. And so that,
Yes.
if you ever want to do that, send us a photo of something you're working on. We love to see
Yeah.
that. So instead of us just showing you, you can show us too.
Yes.
Right.
So anyway, we should probably let you go for today.
Yeah.
Right? But as always, remember, if you can't be with the wine you love, love the wine you're with. Cheers.